Hello, this video is how to make a free energy device. I uploaded this same video a few months ago based on what I heard Bashar say, but then I heard it again and I realized that I had gotten it kind of wrong, so I figured I'll do it again. The video that I heard him talking about how to make a free energy device is Bashar Lab. So if you type that on YouTube, Bashar Lab, it'll be like at the end of the 5th video, beginning of the 6th video, because it's about an hour into his speech. But basically, the way that Bashar says about how to make a free energy device is to basically make a device that mimics the way that energy naturally passes through spheres in the universe. Now, to give a little bit of background information on that is that there is evidence that energy does pass through spheres that way in a certain configuration, having to do with the golden mean spiral. If you can picture everything in the universe and all the animals and everything as being like part of part of the same thing, part of one living organism, and so that when things grow, they grow according to the pattern of the energy that comes into them, so that they can utilize that energy with the best efficiency. And that's why shells grow out in the golden mean spiral, where each time the spiral goes by, it's 1.5 times more distance than the one before it. So it increases exponentially in a way. If you look at, there's all sorts of pictures of natural phenomenon like that. And I think I actually do have that on my website. If you click on aliens page, and then you can go into like sacred geometry and stuff, it's kind of a half done page, but it's a collection of a whole bunch of like pictures of natural phenomenon that are in that shape, the golden mean spiral. Sunflowers are like that. Bee combs, honeycombs and bees follow that same configuration. When plants grow, they follow that same configuration. It's a good way to catch the light, so that every plant has the maximum amount of light. Pine cones grow out in that configuration. You name it, stuff all over the place. Every kind of natural things that grow out in that configuration. And as far as energy going into planets, it comes in from 33 degrees up, or 19.5 degrees away from the equator. It's like putting a triangle inside of a sphere, where the triangle hits the edge of the sphere is where the energy first comes in, and then it spirals in the golden mean configuration. So basically what Bashar says is create a spiral following the golden mean configuration. So you would have like an invisible sphere, and then you would get like a copper wire, because copper conducts energy quite well, electricity. A sphere started at 33 degrees up, like where the triangle would hit the edge, and then have it come down in that golden mean spiral until it gets to the bottom of it, and then have it do an about face, turn around, and then go back up in that same configuration, so it goes between the wires that were going down, going back up. Or actually, when it gets down, have the wire, without breaking, go out to the edge to the 30 degrees where the triangle and up to the other triangle would touch, and then have it, with the wire like not touching the other wire, just kind of like going around it, go back up in the golden mean spiral up to the northern edge of it, and then have it come out and then touch the 33 degrees, or where the triangle would touch on the original one, then have it come back down again. So that if you were to like say have it in have that wire like hollow and put like fluid in it and pump it through, but it would go through continuously. up to down, you know, following that 33.3, following that 33.3 degree when it touches the edge, down the golden mean spiral to the bottom, and then go back up, and then come back to the top again, and then go back down and go back up. And that, like, if you could like infuse that with energy, who knows? Maybe you should even make it a hollow, and then put some kind of like electron gas in there, some kind of energy conducting gas in there, and then like attach like electricity to it and let it charge, and then it'll like light up like a light, and it'll just because of the shape of it is the same as the shape of all the universe coming into a sphere. Just the shape itself would keep it a light, and then you could attach an energy sucker to it, and then it would just suck the energy right off of it. So basically what you're looking at, if you're looking at it in the side, is the Star of David, the tetrahedron. That's like that is the most sacred male version of the shape. The most sacred female version of sacred geometry of the shape is the sphere. And then the male version of that is tetrahedron. Well, the tetrahedron, I think, is just I always forget. I don't exactly have a photographic memory when it comes to sacred geometrical shapes, but it's like you have the sphere, and then you have like the triangle inside of it, but it's a three-dimensional triangle. So it touches on the bottom 3 different places and then a top on one place. And then if you superimpose another triangle on top of it, upside down, you're going to get the Star of David, the tetrahedron. And that is the most basic of the male shapes. The male version of the sphere. So if you put that next to a sphere, you're going to have the most basic shape, and then off of that, you just make that more complicated, and that's how you can create spirals within that shape, which is the golden mean spiral. If you were to connect all of the different edges of the various different male shapes by adding different sides and shapes to it all the way into the most complex, you're going to be able to superimpose the golden mean spiral on top of that, and that's how the energy actually passes through. That's why the pyramid, the sacred pyramid, or the Great Pyramid in Egypt, is at that latitude. That's why Marfa Lights are at the same exact latitude as the Great Pyramid. That's why Hawaii, the biggest mountain volcano on the planet, is right there at that latitude. And even the most ancient of human archaeological sites, of the Indus Valley, is right there at about that latitude. Cydonia on Mars is that latitude. The Eye of Jupiter is that latitude. The storm of Jupiter. So basically, that's how Bashar says that you can make a free energy device, and he says the children, the Essassani children, that's what they do in their school projects. Is they play around with making those things and having them create energy. Now, there's another way to create free energy, and this is what Alex Collier talks about. And I think it's fusion, basically. It's unlocking the energy from the atom, but it's not nuclear fission, but it's a clean way to do it, where they would unlock the energy from the atom, and then they would, and then the byproduct of it is H2O, is water. So that's how they get their drinking water and their water to use whatever they use their water for, like the gardens and and the forests and stuff they have on their spaceships. That's where they get their water from, is from their nuclear fission reactors, which create byproduct of water. So, and maybe they do that with the same shape that Bashar's talking about, but there's different ways to have free energy devices. So, anyways, those are just 2, and so maybe somebody now on YouTube, I have seen somebody made an actual little model of what Bashar is talking about, and they titled it like "What Bashar is talking about, the free energy device." And it did look a little bit different from what I imagined. I think this person only had like one triangle come out, and he didn't have it so that it went out and then it went out and connected and had the other one upside down on top of it. Oh, no. What I saw is they had a cone, and it was shaped like a really steep cone like that. And it wasn't like a triangle. So I imagine a little bit different than this person. What I imagine is like an actual triangle that would, like if you were to put this device that Bashar's talking about inside of a sphere, all 6 edges of it would actually, or all 8 edges of it would actually touch the edge of the sphere. So yeah, that's how you make a free energy device. Go out and give it a try. Because the aliens, they want us to invent this stuff ourselves. They give us the hint, and then they want us to invent it. That's how we invent that's how we invented computers, is by just getting hints, and then our minds and our imaginations take over, and we invented all of it. We invented all the computers of the world. We invented everything. We only got help from the aliens. But at the end of the day, it's all on us. It's all us who've invented all this stuff. So hooray for humanity.